guys, my name is Miko and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, what I'm going to be teaching you is how to create a CRUD system. So basically what this CRUD stands for, it stands for create, read, update, and delete. Okay, so right now the first and foremost thing that I'm going to be teaching you is how to create, meaning how to insert a specific data from your React, okay, going towards the Express, and then from the Express importing it to your database, which is going to be the cloudcluster. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to be doing is to pull up your CMD or your command prompt if you're using Windows, and terminal if you're using Mac. So just go change directory, and once you are in the last part, just type in make dir or make directory and put in the name of the directory, which is going to be, or the folder, which is going to be crud 00001. It's more zeros, and then change directory and go towards or head towards the crud 001 or the folder. Alright, so once you're in there, then you can now create a directory, which is going to be view. So this is going to be the one accepting the inputs of the user, and the server, which is going to be the one to remit all of the data being inserted by the user towards our database. So afterwards, you just need to type in cd and then view. Alright, so afterwards you just need to type in npm init and then react-app. Alright, so you can do dot, and then afterwards doing that, you just need to wait for a couple of seconds up until the whole manager or the package has been downloaded or installed within your view folder, which is a subset of your main folder crud 00001. Alright, so just wait for a while and I'll be pausing this video, and afterwards I paused it, then that will be the time that we're going to be doing and proceeding to the next step for the CRUD functionality. Alright, so just hang in there, guys. So it actually took some time for it to be downloaded, and right now, since we fully downloaded the React application, so the next thing that we're going to be needing to do is to go towards our command prompt once more, and then cd dot dot, and then just type in npm init. Alright, that means you're going to be initializing the npm package inside the main folder, which is going to be crud 001, and then just you're going to be prompted with a bunch of questions. Just need to enter up until you reach yes. Alright, and then just need to enter that once more. So the next step is to do Npm Install Express and then MySQL. And you're going to be using MySQL to insert all the data from your React towards the database. Alright, so afterwards you are done doing that, let's now go towards code dot, okay, which is a shortcut for me pulling up my Visual Studio. And yes, I trust the authors. Alright, so once you're inside this, okay, so you have here the server and then the view side. Alright, so the next thing that you're going to be doing is to do npm start so that you can check. No, actually you just need to change directory first and go towards the view, and then npm start. So afterwards you do npm start, then in this specific web, okay, or in Google or your Chrome, alright, you will be prompted with a boilerplate for the React JavaScript, which is the default template if ever you've successfully installed the React JavaScript inside your computer. Alright, so yep, we have successfully installed it. Now let's go towards the views and go towards the src folder inside of view. Alright, so okay, since we're not going to be using the default template and we're going to be changing it into a different template, then let's now first proceed to the app.js and remove first the import logo from logo svg, and then afterwards just remove the header, okay, and then go towards the app.css and then remove starting from the app logo downside. Alright, just remain the .app, and okay, so go as well into the index.js and then remove the index CSS, the import, and then that's it. Alright, so once you're done, now since we've removed those, we need to also remove them in the folder by going to the app.js, yes, the test.js. We need to app.test.js, we need to remove that. We also need to remove the logo.svg, setup test.js, and then we can also remove the index.css. So afterwards, you just need to delete the full folder or the file and then move to recycle bean. And once you click on enter, then it will be it. Okay, so just remove the default template. So now let's go to the app.js and type in hello world and see what happened. So when you hit on save, then you can see here hello world, which means that your application is fully functioning. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating a form here that accepts or allows us to type in the first name, then, or the username, the full name, and then the email and the phone number. Alright, so by doing that, I don't need to code here the CSS or the design or the HTML, but I just need to copy it on CodePen. So CodePen form HTML and CSS, you can just type it on your browser and go to the image and then just click here all of the specific things that you wanted to use. So I wanted to use the simple HTML CSS contact form, and I just need to copy this, okay, and then afterwards I copy that, I'll be pasting it into this one, and just remove the form because I'm not going to be using that, and replace it by div. Alright, and then also replace this by div because the opening and the closing tag, that's the opening, the form a while ago, and then the closing tag will be this. So let's remove that one, and also remove the fill set because we didn't have a fill set declared, and remove this, and basically remove that. Alright, and remove this as well. So afterwards you're done doing that, you just need to go towards the end of each and every input and put slash, forward slash, okay, and also remove this, the ID, and then the data submitting, because I don't know which functionality is being called in this, so just remove that to avoid any errors, and then go back in your app and you can see this. Now in order for us to achieve this, we need to copy the CSS as well and go towards the app.css and then just simply paste everything there. So once you fully pasted everything there, then go ahead here and you can see that it's now the same within what you can see here on the CodePen. So let's now close the CodePen, and I'm just going to be providing the link below. So the first and foremost thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to show here how to accept all of the inputs and check it out in the console log. So I'm just going to be pulling out the inspect elements and then go to the console log. So the first and foremost thing, again, let's now declare everything in here. So let's declare here the const, but beforehand, I'm just going to be importing useState, okay, and from React. So afterwards, just do here const and then name, okay, set name equals to useState, and then const email, since the second input is all about email, and then email, and then use state const declaration for phone number, which is going to be phone, and then set phone in here, then use state. Alright, so since you're done doing that, I need you to play it here as well. So you're going to the input and you just need to create an event here. So let's on change and then create an event, okay, and then put here set name, alright, since we're going to be entering name in this input, and then put here event.target.value, okay, so that we can get every input that you put in the name tag inside our system. Alright, so afterwards you just need to do the same. So on change, and then event, and then set email, same event the target dot value, and then same as well here, okay, so on change, right, event dot target dot phone, event the targeted value, but we still didn't add here the set phone, so we need to do that, okay, and then we also need to do the event in here. So sorry guys, don't be confused. Alright, so since everything is So the next thing that we're going to be doing, is to put an on-click event in here. That is, if this is clicked, okay, it should display all of the information that you've just posted in here. So in order for us to do that, okay, so we have wrong tag in here. So let's do const display info, and then do a function in here, and then okay, and then do console.log, and then put here the name plus the email plus the phone number every time that a user will be putting in the data in here. So for example, I'm going to be putting in the data in here as Gerald Miko, and then my email address would be tricore012@gmail.com, and then afterwards I'm just going to be putting here my number, which is 091665131189, and then just click on submit, and everything would be fetched in here. Alright, so that means that everything is working perfectly fine. So now let's go towards our terminal once more, and then terminate this, then yes, and then change directory going through our server, because we're going to be configuring our server now. So in order for us to do that, you just need to go here on our Visual Studio and go to the server and click on new file, and then just type in index.js. So depending on your naming convention, you can name it wherever you want, but I'm just more into the index.js and every time that I open up my folder. So const require, alright, const express, so because we just installed Express a while ago, so yep, require express, and then const app is going to be require, or is going to be express, and then const MySQL, then require MySQL. So for us to test, let's do an app.listen. Okay, and then since I'm currently using the port 3000, I'm going to be using the port 3001. Okay, and then let's do console.log in here, saying that your app is listening. Then put a semicolon, and then type in node-index.js, and voila, your app is listening. So since the app is currently listening, then it's time for us now to connect to our database. So just like a while ago, I've mentioned that I'm going to be connecting it in our SQL Cloud Cluster. So in order for us to do that, just put in this const database, declare it, and then mysql.create connection, and we're going to be uploading all of the credentials here, or copy pasting all of the credentials here. So just put in host, okay, and then the host would be for the Cloud Cluster. By the way, it's a 7-day free trial in Cloud Cluster, so take advantage of this, guys. So user, so the username is going to be admin, so that's the default username. Actually, just put in user, so it will be very difficult. So password, just copy this and put it here, and then in the database, since we still didn't create a database, now you can go to your Cloud Cluster and go towards your phpMyAdmin, and then just simply click on the launch button. Okay, so once the gray button turns blue, then you just need to click it, means it's clickable. So once you've clicked it, just wait for a couple of seconds up until the whole phpMyAdmin loads up, and input here the admin and then the password, since I've copy pasted a while ago. So just copy paste that, and in here you just need to in here you just need to do React. That will be my database, and then afterwards I think I'm just going to be creating a table later on these days, or just information. Let me just simply put here information, and then I need to require here 4 columns, because I just need to upload in the app.js the name, the email, and the phone number. What's the last one? Because there are only 3. So the last one would be for my ID, so that it can auto increment, and I can just simply query it, so I can understand what will be the total number of the credentials that I have in my database. So the first thing is ID. Okay, so it's an identifier for me. Okay, and then the name, which is going to be tagged as variable character, and then that's 250 by default. And then email, and then variable character as well, but 250. And then same as the phone number, which is going to be a variable character dot 250. Alright, and then save. So everything is now done here. Alright, now let's go back to our app.js or index.js. So the database is going to be React, okay? So the database is React, and then there is a port here, okay? You can also check the documentation in SQL cloudcluster depending on the language that you're currently using. They're all available there. So just need to go back into the overview and then just copy the port, because we need that in order for us to connect into the cloud cluster. And then afterwards you did that, so just type in nodeindex.js, and then your app is still listening. So afterwards you just need to type in here app.post, because we're going to be posting the value. Alright, and then add, say that it's going to be add information. So just need to do that and do that, and then let's create a request and response. So afterwards you did that, just declare here all the variables like the name, and then rec.body.name, and then const see for instance email, and then rec.body.email, and const phone, and then is equals to rec.body.phone. Okay, and then it's now time for us to do the database query, and then insert into, we named our table a while ago as information, so yep, insert into information, the name, and then the email, and then the phone number, and followed by the values, which is going to be emitted by our React. So just do this, do that, and then afterwards you did that, you just need to put in here name, the email, and then the phone number, and then error, and then if there is an error and there is a result. So if there is an error and this is a result, so if there is an error, and else if there is none. So if there is an error, then let's do console.log showing the error, and if there is a result, then rest.send data is inserted, meaning that the data is inserted. Okay, so do that. Okay, so now we have this. Let's now go back to the app.js, which is in the view. Alright, so after we did that, let's just remove this because this is going to be unnecessary. And let's now create an Axios here. But since I still didn't install the Axios there, so let me just simply do a node index just here once more, and then terminate that, and then do a change directory and go towards the view. And once you're in here in the view, alright, so just type in npm install Axios, because I'm going to be installing Axios in this one, so I also need to import that. So Axios from Axios. So once I'm done there, alright, once I also install it here, the next thing that I'm going to be doing is to create an Axios.post and also copy paste the localhost 3000 in here, because I think I should just drop it here and then just copy paste this one. But since I've declared this one on the index.js a while ago as 3001, I just need to put 3001 in there and go back to the index.js, because I need to have the add information in order for me to remit the data. So add information. So once everything is done, alright, so let's just go and do here, or not that, but this. So let's declare everything, like for instance the name, and then the email, and then the phone number. So after the words, we can create a promise. So then let's create a promise. Okay. So since we've created a promise in here, let's just do a console let's just do console.log. So data is inserted. So everything is set in here. Let's now go back to index.js because we will be having an error here if we still didn't also install course. So let's go towards our cd ... and go towards our server. And while you're in the server, just type in here npm install course because we're going to be needing that. So also declare here course and require then course, and also do app.use course, then app.use express.json. So yep, once everything is in there, just do node index.js, and yep, the app is still listening, and change directory and go towards the view. Okay, and then npm start. So let's just remove that, remove this, and we'll be prompted here once more with our system. So let's just wait for a couple of seconds. So while we're waiting, let's just go and pull up our terminal. So yep, let's do an inspect elements, and let's just do it in a console log. Don't worry about a warning. It's just a warning because I think we still didn't declare some of the IDs in our form, so that's common. And then yes, terminate this, and then cd ... go towards cd server, and then run the node index.js. So while we're running that, let's try. So Gerald Nico, and then my email address will be trycore012@gmail.com. gmail.com, and then your phone number 916-651-189. Alright, and then submit. So the data is inserted. Alright, that's how you do it. And let's now go towards our database, and let's check it out if it's inserted. So yep, it's also inserted in here. So let's try another one. So let's change this as Abigail, and then let's submit it, and data is also inserted. And then once you refresh this one, and then Abigail is there. Alright, so thank you so much for listening. I hope that you've learned something from this tutorial, and this is going to be the part 1, which is going to be to create using the React JavaScript Express as a server. Thank you so much for listening. God bless everyone. Bye for now.